The time's come. It's another sketchbook tour. Everyone's favorite content on the internet. I've got my coffee here. I've got my plants. Grab yourself some coffee and plants. Come look through my sketchbook with me. Hello and welcome back to my channel. Hope you're doing well. Today I'm going to be touring Sketchbook 18. Is it Sketchbook 18. If you remember, a little while ago, this sketchbook was sent to me by a company. Do I have the thing? Wait, do I have the thing over here? Where's the thing? I don't have the thing. Well, this is embarrassing. That's what kind of sketchbook it is. I believe it's the Link sketchbook. Still haven't figured out how to pronounce that by time create new. They sent it for me to review and I really liked it, so I decided to continue using it. That other sketchbook you saw, they also sent me. I'm not going to be using it now. I'll give you a little sneak peek at the end of the video of which one I'm using. But all that aside, let's just get into it because I know everyone's waiting for this. Sorry, plants, you gotta scooch a little bit. I started this sketchbook August 13th, 2020, and then I finished it the 20th of November, so not too long ago. It's the 23rd when I'm filming this, and it'll be a little bit later when I post it, but there we go. These are some Pokemon stickers I got in like that lunchbox thing with Pokemon cards. And then this is just a stock photo of a dog with sunglasses. I think he's very snazzy. He came in a picture frame and I liked him, so I stuck him in there. Here is my intro page. I always like to make like a welcoming page. Some people don't like to do something like this and they usually just make the first page a little messy on purpose. But for me, I like to make it snazzy. I don't normally feel pressure to fill sketchbooks. It's more of just like my downtime, so I have a lot of fun with it. These are my OCs for anybody new here. I'm assuming there's a lot of new people watching this. Hi! Here's some of my characters, Aurora, Remy, and Jeremy. A lot of what I draw are my original characters, so I'll probably just point out when something's fan art because that'll make it easier. I always like to list some goals in each of my sketchbooks, so those are those. Well, I guess I'll go over those at the end and which ones I covered and everything. Here is just a bunch of crafting paper. I put it down because the marker bleeds through, but I always like to draw on the page anyway, so I'll usually like put acrylic paint down, I'll put scrap paper, whatever. And then this is a character Mabel. I think this is all, no, this is in Posca pen. I think this is, I don't know what that is. But this page I actually filled before starting the sketchbook because when I was sent this sketchbook, I was still working in my previous sketchbook, and I don't like working in multiple sketchbooks at once, but I also didn't want them to wait super long for the review, so this was done about a month earlier before I actually officially started the sketchbook. And so I wrote down the date there, just so I know when this page was made. Oh god, the cursed cow. I completely forgot about him for a while, but he's the fast food mess. Is that my sister? No. Oh. Oh no. No, not my dog. No, not my dog. Oh. Don't wheeze into the microphone. Zola! That's not nice. No. Zola. Zola. She's helping. This is not what I needed. I mean, in other news, she got a haircut. Come here, bud. Ooh. This is the fast food mascot for his job. This right here is actually a very old drawing of like the logo and everything. This was my senior year of high school. Also, if you've never seen my channel, yes, I'm 20 years old. I sound like I'm 12. I know. You don't gotta comment. I know. I promise you, I am aware. But I completely forgot about him. So I decided to draw him because he's kind of horrific. This is in Posca pen. That's Sawyer in his uniform. Sawyer chilling with Cairo and Mabel and him complaining that he hates his job, just the usual. And then here's Robin. She's a favorite of mine to draw. One thing that I really wanted to practice in this sketchbook is having more like dynamic angles in my poses. So like this pose in itself isn't really anything spectacular. It's nothing like original or crazy. But just this sort of perspective to it just makes it a lot more interesting to look at, and I really like it. It's not something I do with every sketch, but it's something that I've definitely been playing around with a lot more. Over here is Asim and Cass and Hadia. In my last sketchbook, I drew her in this dress, and I really liked it, so I want to draw her again. They're not dating, just the usual. Here is a gouache page of Aspen. I don't know why she's always my go-to to paint with gouache, but I feel like every single time I want to practice gouache, she's the star of it. Here she is, my girl, one of my many characters. Here I wanted to practice drawing different types of backgrounds, and so I asked my sister what characters I should draw and in what setting. They said I should draw Lux at fast food places, but they have bandages over their face, and so they can't actually eat or drink. And then she wanted me to draw Delaney and Lo in Walmart, but then I messed up. Can I get this on camera? I don't know if you can see Lo's face. Hello. It looked real stupid, and so I gave up. Here I was swatching my zebra mild liners because I had a bunch, but I didn't really use them for sketchbook stuff, so I figured I'll put them in my pencil case, so I will use them. I wrote fuck, because, you know, when you're testing a pen, what else do you write? And then here's Alice, my wife, just a bunch of doodles of her, nothing new. Here's Ronnie. I don't have anything spectacular to say about these sketches. Here's Doki Doki Literature Club stuff. I actually streamed it on Halloween with my sister, and I guess I'll link the playlist in the description box if you want to see it for anyone who's into Doki Doki. If you don't know what it is, proceed with caution, but I really like that game, and so I drew my fave, Sayori, and then my second fave, Monica. I tried drawing Natsuki, but I messed up her face, and so I did that, because I figured, you know, it's suiting. Some more doodles. I kind of wish I finished this one of Luca and Rory. I really like it. They're not dating, nothing new. And then this started a trend in my sketchbooks of various of my characters stepping on us. Because, you know, it really just started because I wanted to practice, like, the more dynamic angles in poses. And so I just started this, and then now it's just become a thing. I made all of the pages match, though, so that's fun. There's a little bit of bleed through because on this page, I tested out a bunch of markers. These brown ones are from Alcohol Markers. I found it Five Below, and here's the drawing I made in that video, and when I uncapped it, it's splattered everywhere. Here's the Tombow alcohol-based markers, because I use the water-based markers a lot for my sketchbook and everything, just to add, like, these sort of details, and, like, just the snazzy, I hit something. The snazzy decorative bits that you'll see in my sketchbook. I use Tombow brush pens a lot for that, and so I wanted to try the alcohol-based markers. In that video, you'll know that I made an illustration that I wasn't too happy with, and so I had to refilm the video. This is the illustration. I don't know, I think the drawing itself is fine, I just think the colors are very much everywhere. And so these are, I didn't know what to do with them, so I stuck them in here. And doodles, yeah. This was just the drawing I just wanted to make. Again, it bled everywhere. Like, when I uncapped that, it splattered everywhere, so you can kind of see little specks, but it's fine. And then this, I believe I used mostly Copics. These are actually all stuff my sister made, and they're just covering up a couple of doodles. She made those when we were at a bagel shop, because, like, the indoor seating opened up. I'll talk about more of that later, because I draw pages in there. But she drew these on Post-it notes, and so I stuck them in here. And then here's another character. This is Rhea. I actually made a video, like, sort of redesigning her. I'll talk about that when those pages come, but I had some blank spaces here, so I just doodled her because I really like her design. I've become a lot less picky over the years of filling out my sketchbook pages, like, in order, because I usually like to make my spreads look cohesive, but sometimes I just don't feel like drawing the thing that would make them cohesive, and so I've become a lot more lenient with letting myself bounce around. The Witch Squad, Arietta, Micah, Jax, and Robin. She's in the same universe as them too. I'm going to be talking about their story and everything, don't worry. Once I start my OC series up again, I'll be talking about all their personalities and their story. It'll be a fun time. Drawings of Stevie. She's a very old character of mine, and I still have no purpose for her. She's not a part of any story. She's not in any universe, she's just kind of there. But I really like a lot of these sketches. I really like this one, because I like the foreshortening in the leg. I have a hard time drawing poses like this where there's foreshortening but only slightly, but I think this one actually can capture that very nicely. It's the one and only time I've ever been able to do it effectively. Here I actually colored with Oahu Markers because I made a review video on those, finally. It was very highly requested. A lot of people were commenting on that video because I was talking about how I didn't get the brush nib ones. I mentioned it later on in the video, when I should have mentioned it in the beginning of the video, but they don't have the brush nib pack available for the 200 pack. I'm not quite sure why. I don't know if they're planning on making the 200 pack have brush nibs, but all of the smaller packs have a brush nib alternative, so the ones that I have are bullet nib and chisel nib. But even though I liked them, and then you could see pen because I sketched on the back before coloring it, but it's fine. This is just a messy thumbnail page, nothing fancy. I believe here I was thumbnailing for this, and then I was thumbnailing for a different video where I was talking about like my drawing process. And then here I reached 90,000 subscribers. Thank you so much. We are inching very close to 100,000, so if you like this video, when you're done, maybe consider checking out my other videos and maybe subscribing. I don't know. I mean, it's whatever, but I'd appreciate it. And then here's a drawing I found on Pinterest. I didn't really know what to draw, so I just found that and I stuck it on here. Art is hard, you know, just the usual stuff. Here's some kind of uninspired sketches, I guess. Not really any thought behind them, just kind of sketching for the sake of sketching. And there's nothing wrong with that. Sometimes you just need to mindlessly draw, which is very much what a lot of these are. Except for this one. This is the thumbnail for the drawing I ended up making in my alcohol-based Tombow marker video thing. And if you see these post-it notes, that's just because I sketch in pen. I prefer to sketch in pen over pencil. I just like it a lot better. But then, so, of course, unless you get erasable pens, you can't erase, and so I use post-it notes to cover up my mistake. So if you see those, that's what that is. Posca pen for the bleed through, Rory and Mabel. Same old, same old. Here's some fan art. This is Sayaka, I believe, from Madoka Magica, and then Taiga from Toradora. Madoka Magica is an anime I've been into for a while, many, many years, and so I wanted to finally make some fan art of it, and then I watched Toradora for the first time. I really like this sketch, and I'd like to turn it into a finished illustration. I have some product review videos lined up for the new year, so maybe I'll draw that in one of those, I don't know. And then a little tiger, because, you know. This one I wanted to use watercolor for, but I just didn't. The more time that went by, the less in love I became with this drawing. I don't know, I still like it. I just don't like it as much as I once did. Here's that video where I was redesigning Ria. She's an old character that I would draw. I don't remember if she had a name, if she did once have a name, I forgot. And I started to make her when I got a little bit better at character design, so honestly, I don't even think her old design is too bad, but there are definitely some things that I could improve on, so that's what I hopefully did. So in that video I was just sketching out ideas. For the most part, her design has stayed pretty much the same from where it ended on that video, aside from like a couple of tweaks here and there. This spread I did after the video. I don't know who commented it, and I'm so sorry, but somebody left a comment saying that I should give her broader shoulders and thicker thighs because that's a body type that a lot of swimmers have because that's where they build muscle. And in that video, I talked about giving her water-based powers because of the universe she's in, and I thought that that was a really great idea. She definitely got thicker thighs. Don't know if you can really tell that I gave her thicker, like broader shoulders because of her coat. It is there, but I don't know if that really comes across because of her fluffy collar. And then if you've seen that video, you know that I've lost some footage. This was supposed to be the finished illustration I made in that video, but I made the line art and then I took a break from recording and then I lost a bunch of footage, so I just redrew something else. Oh yeah, and then this drawing of Robin, I really, really like it. Robin's always a fun one to draw. This is the drawing I actually ended up making in that video. Honestly, I'm not like, I like both of the illustrations, but I wouldn't say that I'm like super attached to any of them, so I mean, it's whatever. I like them, but you know, they're just there. I really like this sketch though. It's one of my favorite drawings I've made of her. This is a drawing from my redrawing old art video. It's one of them, and then another thumbnail page. Here I was thumbnailing for my Oahu Marker video. Here I was thumbnailing for Lux's video, another character of mine. If you're new here, I have a playlist of talking about all of my characters that are in stories. That series ended in September, but I am planning to make like an updated 2.0 version, starting off with characters I've not talked about before, so if you're interested in that, I'll leave that in the iCard. If you want to hear about my characters, my stories, that'd be cool. Here's another picture of someone stepping on us, featuring Robin this time. And then here's Arietta, a picture of me screaming into the void. You know, nothing new. If you guys want me to make a video going through all the art supplies I use, let me know, because I get a lot of questions about like what art supplies I use for certain stuff. For markers, I use primarily Copics, but since I did get the Oahu Markers, I've been using those like in a mix with my Copics. I don't really use those exclusively, and I use a couple different brands. So let me know if a video like that is something you'd be interested in. Here's a spread of Luca. Someone left a comment saying that I never draw him and he deserves more love, and I agree. So I drew a whole spread of him. Then here's Tabby, my anime cat girl, the most villainous of all my characters, you know, because this is just the face that screams evil. Oh, here was one I was drawing at the bagel shop with my sister, and this guy, he was sitting with his friend. That's his shoulder right there. But I like to go out and draw scenes and stuff. You might recognize some of this if you've seen my other sketchbook tours, because I've drawn that scenery before. But he noticed that I was drawing, and I was drawing him. And he didn't know I was drawing him, but I was like, oh god, I hope he doesn't notice me looking over like a weirdo. And then he left to go to the bathroom, and then his friend walked over to me and was like, hey, are you drawing? And I was like, oh god. And then he was like, are you drawing my friend? And I'm like, oh god. It's fine. He came out of the bathroom and he looked at it and he liked it, and he said that it was a good likeness of him, and he took a picture of it, and it's great. But I felt my soul leave my body. It was a lot, but it was cool. He was really cool and he liked it, so it's fine. Here I taped a piece, I think it's cardstock, but I genuinely have no idea. It's just paper I've had for forever. I knew I wanted to use marker on the next page, so I preemptively taped a piece of paper here, or glued a piece of paper. I attached a piece of paper to this paper to draw on. And I drew Alice, my wife. If you have never seen any of my videos before, I'm in the process of making a webcomic. It was supposed to be out in 2020, but it's not, and I'm sorry, but I have some really fun announcements coming in the new year, so stay tuned. But she's one of the main characters, and I'm in love with her, so I drew her. Her name is Alice Burkett. She's my wife. And then here's the whole gang. Like I said in the beginning, I like to make sort of an intro page, and then I also like to make this sort of halfway marker page, and then I like to make a closing page, and I just think it's a nice way to help you keep track of where you are in the sketchbook, because it's easy to feel like you're just drawing the sketchbook forever and you're not actually making progress. And so I like to do like a big grand spread to like mark where the halfway point where the halfway page is. And so here's all of the main characters for my upcoming webcomic. He's the protagonist. They're a fun little gang. These two are drawings from my most recent redrawing old art video, drawing of Kiki from Kiki's Delivery Service. Andy, I don't think I drew a whole lot of them in this sketchbook, which is very strange. Here I drew a sad, broken robot dude because I was sad. And Andy, nothing new. I really like this spread though, even though I think it's more like on the simple end compared to a lot of my other spreads. I really like it, and I know what it is about it. It's neat. This is another drawing from my redrawing old art video. Originally in that video, it was just the line art because the drawing I was remaking was just line art. But then after the video, I really wanted to color it. She's also in my comic. She's not a main character. She's more of like a supporting character. She's really fun. More comic stuff. I got the urge to make an outfit swap for Alice and Lex. I meant to make this into like a finished digital thing, but I never did. Then we got Noe, the baby. Here on this spread, I was filming a video about using references and like the difference between that and like copying and tracing and how it's useful and stuff. And I wanted to practice drawing muscles, and so I drew Rory and her muscles. And then on this spread, I painted the acrylic because of the marker bleed through. And then I drew more Rory, because, you know, just regular stuff. That's with Posca pen. Oh no. Spice! I made a video recently talking about my, like, target audience, because it's not something I've really talked about online. I talked about that. This was when I was drawing this page. When I was drawing this spread, I knew that I wanted to make that video, so I allowed myself to make some spicy art. It's not even, it's just, it's a hint of spice. It's the white people seasoning of not safe for work art. But here's Remy, looking all spicy. I kind of wish I didn't watercolor this, because this paper can't handle watercolor super well, but I mean, it's fine. This was from a separate sheet of paper, and I just stuck it in there. This was a more recent video thing, I wanted to do the 100 heads challenge. I talk about it more in this video, but I feel like it's really common in my art not only to have same face syndrome, but to draw people of various races not looking their race, and also kind of just bullshitting facial structure and just making it up on the spot. So I figured the 100 heads challenge would be a really good way for me to get better at that. I'll leave that video also linked in the iCard, but it was a really fun challenge and I would definitely recommend it. I really like a lot of the heads. If you see like the color block thing in the background, that means that that's the drawing that I like the most. And then if you see like not filled in shapes, those are also drawings that I like, but not as much. That kind of just goes for all of my sketchbook pages, but I got something to keep in mind while you're looking at these, in case you want to know which ones I like. It was definitely a fun experience, and honestly, if I didn't do this challenge, you probably wouldn't be seeing a sketchbook toy right now, because I ended up filling 7 spreads of my sketchbook while doing this. Oh my god, the viewfinder is picking up some of these faces. It's very distracting. I ended up filling 7 spreads in my sketchbook because I did this challenge. And by the time I had finished this challenge, I realized how close I was to actually finishing my sketchbook. And so I just became really motivated and just sketched a lot in here. I really wanted to go into 2021 with a fresh new sketchbook, so that's good. Apparently this is the K-pop dude. I'm not into K-pop. He was just in the Pinterest board. But I remember a lot of people commented about him on that video. So if you know who that is, cool. I don't. This challenge was definitely exactly what I needed. Even though I haven't really sat down and applied what I learned to my art style specifically, I have been sort of subconsciously doing that. But I also have a sketch vlog planned for the week after you're seeing this, where I'll sit down and actually like draw a face, both in my style and try and consciously apply what I learned here to my style. So stay tuned for that if you're interested interested in that. Don't know what else is hard for me to say. This is the second to last spread, I believe. It's sort of like in the middle, got to a bunch of these like clay sculpture faces, and then ended with a lot of photographs. It was a fun time. There we go. There's all of the heads. Here's Alice. This was actually, like, once I finished with the 100 heads challenge, I actually had a hard time adjusting back into my art style. So I don't really like a whole lot of these drawings. I was so used to drawing like more realistic faces for like 5 days or something. So when you do that for almost 5 days straight, it's hard to get back to your illustrative style. But it's fine. It's fine. Sketches of Maple. This is actually, like, you know when you go to like Home Depot or something, there's like those paint swatches. That's what this is because of the marker bleed through, and then some lined paper. Here's Mabel. And then this is actually a character that I designed forever ago on my channel. It was at least a year ago, I'm pretty sure longer though, so maybe like a year and a half. I made a video talking about my character design process, and I'm planning on making an updated version because that one's pretty old. But in that video, I designed her, and I don't know why I haven't drawn her in my sketchbooks. She's actually like a webcomic character, and for my comic, I try and keep a lot of things on the down low, but I don't know why I felt like I couldn't draw her because she was already shown on my channel. She does have a name. I haven't said that name in the video, but I mentioned it once on Instagram years ago. So if you remember her name, shout out to you, comment down below. I don't have any, it's not really, if you win, you get bragging rights. Here I was thumbnailing for my Edward Elric video for my alphabetical order series, and then here is Sayaka from Danganronpa. The game that everyone likes. I don't have time to play a lot of video games myself, and so if you ever hear me saying that I like a video game, it's probably because I watched somebody else play it, most likely Game Grumps. The only game I really play myself is Pokemon. I love that franchise, but I'm just so busy I don't have time to play games a lot myself, and so I usually watch a lot of Game Grumps in the background while I'm working, and they gave Sayaka an Italian accent. I thought that was really funny, and it may or may not be one of the reasons why I really like her as a character. My favorites in that game were Sayaka and Leon, and if you know the game, you know that that was a horrible choice on my part. But it was a fun time. Here's the last stepping on us picture. I haven't actually posted this to Instagram, so I should probably do that before I post this video. I wasn't expecting everybody to be in love with Lux, but here we are. There's some doodles of Lux, nothing fancy. Spicy! Oh my god! This was actually after I posted the video of my, like, target demographic. Is this too much ass for YouTube? I don't know. We'll find out. I guess we're gonna find out. A lot of people were super supportive on that video. And of course, the people who did leave out of my requests, they're not here for me to say thank you to them. But just thanks for everyone who was super supportive on that video. It's something that I was stressed out about for a really long time. So it's good to post it and get it off my chest, you know? If you don't know what I'm talking about, I guess I'll leave it in the iCard. Oh, this! Hold on. Wait. So, this outfit of Robin's, right? I always thought that it vaguely looked like a Playboy bunny. And I don't know if anyone else got that vibes, but that's the vibes that I got. And I finally drew it. I drew it. It needed to happen at some point. So there we go. There's that. The second to last page, I drew Fairy Tale because I realized I have not drawn any other Fairy Tale pictures in this sketchbook, and if you know me, Fairy Tale's my favorite anime, and that's blasphemous. So I drew some sketches. Here's Mabel. Here I was actually thumbnailing for the first page in my new sketchbook, which I'll show you in a bit. And then here's some doodles of my cats. My mom likes to redo, she's really into crafting stuff, and she likes to redo old furniture. The thing that she loves the most, she likes to make really fancy, kind of too extravagant pet beds, and she turned this old table, like this bedside table, into a kitty bunk bed for her cats. And here they are, just being in love with it. That's Leo, that's Lily. He's angry because she's on the top bunk, and they are literally like human children. They fight over the top bunk. It's hilarious. Then the goals, I wanted to develop Arietta's universe, which I did. I wanted to practice perspective and poses, which I did. For background variety, I did not do. I barely drew any backgrounds. I think I drew maybe a total of 2 or 3 backgrounds. I wanted to take my time with my sketches, which I did do. My sketchbook that I did before this, I challenged myself to finish it in a month. So all of those sketches were really rushed, I guess, in order for me to meet that deadline. So it was really nice to be able to, I just showed ass, for me to sit down and take that time to enjoy sketching, I guess. And then characters interacting with objects in the world around them, which I did not do. If I don't finish goals in a sketchbook, whatever I didn't finish, I transfer it over to the goals list in my next sketchbook. And yeah. Here's the end. It's the same characters on the front. I always like to start my sketchbooks and end my sketchbooks with the same characters. So whoever I draw on the front page, I like to draw on the back. Just like a full circle moment type of thing. Here are some of the doodles I did on scrap sheets of paper. I was on the phone on hold for an hour. More Pokemon stickers. Fun. That's the sketchbook. There we go. That's the end. That's my sketchbook 18. Time to do something chaotic with it. Why are the fatties? Where's the fatties? Fatties. Where are they? The chaotic part of my sketchbook torch, and I need him to lay on it. Ah! Leo! Ah! Ow! Lay on it. Crush it with your fat, furry body. Leo! There you go. Consider my sketchbook destroyed. Thank you, Leo. Oh, you are so chunky! And now, that's my next sketchbook. Like I said, the company that sent me that other one sent me 2 sketchbooks. I typically like to work on something a little bit more closer to this size, so I'm taking a break from those ones. I am going to fill it probably after this one. I don't normally cover my sketchbook cover and stickers, but the reason I did that, if I could get this open, there's 2 covers, so I'm going to be decorating this one. And I finally found a use for all these stickers, and then also on the back. First page. Ah! There we go. Is this focused? I can't even tell. But there's Arietta. There you go. Hope you enjoyed. Oh, I gotta get this one. What do you think you're doing, man? Zola! Okay, well, there's my sketchbook. Hope you liked it. Zola, hey. Thank you. This took me, let's see, August, September, October, November. It took me 3-4 months to finish this, give or take. And I think this one I should finish about the same time, if not faster, because it is smaller. So hope you're excited for that. And if you liked this video, give it a thumbs up. If you like the art in here, consider subscribing because I post a new video every single Wednesday. And if you are new here, hello, my name is Oliver. Can you please subscribe because we are very close to 100,000 subscribers. I don't know if we'll hit that by the end of 2020, but it would be awesome if we could. And if anything, we could start 2021 with 100,000 subscribers. Please be a bro, be a sister, or a non-binary sibling. Subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. And if you liked the art in this video, you can also follow me on social media. Those will be on screen now in this little corner and in the description box below. I'd recommend following me on Instagram because that is where I am most active. That's where I post my art, etc., etc. And you could also check out some of my other videos if you want to keep watching me for some reason. Those will be on screen now and linked in the iCard for you to check out. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next week. Bye!